So Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated had its first official gameplay review. What are my thoughts on it? Let's discuss right now.
I got hot sauce in my bag, swag.
A quick shout out to Skullboy. This is a fan art of Metal Duckles that they drew for me, and I see there's actually two Metal Duckles here. So on the left one over there, we have Metal Duckles spilling coffee on himself, which is basically me the past couple weeks because I've been taking these tests and was driven crazy basically. But on the right, you see that Metal Duckles is having a nice cup of coffee with Metal Sonic, and that's pretty badass. I love it. Thank you so much, Skullboy. I really appreciate this. Anyway, hello there, beautiful humans. My name is RidersDX, and welcome to my channel where today we're celebrating a very, very beautiful week, I must say. And that is because we had our first official look at Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated. And so, we all knew that Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated was coming to GamesCom, although there was some confusion whether like Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated would be shown off on like Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday, but it ended up being Tuesday. Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated was shown off during a GameStar stream. I think that's what the channel is called. And so what I'm showing off right now on the screen is gameplay footage from that stream, and as you can see, this is it. This is absolutely Battle for Bikini Bottom. You know, it's the same game from what it looks like. It's just in HD, so it's just a really cool thing to see. And there's definitely some differences that you can immediately notice. And so, by the way, this is just gonna be like a quick video about like my initial thoughts on it. I plan on making a video later on detailing absolutely everything that we were able to find out from this gameplay footage. You know, there's so much to break down this footage, and I just want to make a really thorough, comprehensive video on everything we learned from this footage. So look forward to that in the near future. But for now, I'm just gonna kind of relax and talk about my initial thoughts on it. Overall, I'm very satisfied with this. If you all didn't know, I had streamed my initial reaction to this yesterday, so I'll leave a link to that in the top right corner if you want to see that yourself. Wait, is that?
Alright, real question.
What? Yeah, I just dropped this thing.
Never mind.
The thing in front of me just dropped, and it's not playing again. Oh my god, look at like the grass textures. Wow, look at that. Oh my gosh, look at, wait, there's the underwear's in bubbles? And look at what they did to the flower. Oh, they have the underwear and like inside those little bubble things. Oh, that's such an interesting change. Oh my goodness. Look at the roll. Oh, look at SpongeBob. Look at SpongeBob. Oh my gosh. Oh my god, look at those robots too. But my first initial reaction to like seeing this for the first time was definitely happiness. And happiness is just simply because this game is my childhood. This is one of my favorite games growing up as a kid, and I just felt like this was just like an untapped treasure that so many people just didn't know about. And so I always felt like I was pretty alone in like loving this game as a kid because no one else really took it seriously. Because, you know, why would you take it seriously? It's Spongebob Squarepants, you know? No licensed games were taken seriously as legit video games. But Battle for Bikini Bottom really broke that trend when it came out, and while it didn't get the initial attention that it gets now when it was first released, the game has slowly cultivated this cult following, and it's gotten such a huge following that it was enough to push this remake to be an actual thing. And so I think that's just such a cool story, and so that was my initial reaction, was just seeing it. It just made me feel so happy inside that this was a real thing, because it's like, wow, the fans are the ones that really made this happen. We're the ones that were loud enough, we made this happen, and I think that is just such a special thing to like consider. Now, I'm not gonna lie, when I first saw the gameplay footage, I was like really happy, but it was like I was expecting a little bit more, and I think the reason for that is because I really set myself up with really high expectations. It was kind of impossible not to be set up with high expectations. I mean, everyone around me was like hyping up this game to no end, and of course I was hyping it up myself. You know, I was really excited for it, so I was expecting something that was really amazing, you know, kind of like on the Crash Team Racing Nitro Field level of graphics. And this game, I don't think it looks as good as like the Crash and Sparrow remakes, but then I realized that this was actually pre-alpha footage, and so that means this game is still pretty early in development, and they probably had to work really hard to muster up a demo to be shown off at GamesCom, but the game still looks really good from what I can tell. I love the coloring of the environments in particular. I love how bright the colors stand out. This makes me really excited to see how Kelp Forest looks like in particular, because the colors in Jellyfish Fields look so vibrant and have so much contrast, and it makes me think that like, okay, Kelp Forest is going to look a lot better in the remake. I'm really looking forward to it because it'll simply just be easier to see things, and that's probably the most important thing to me, is like I want to actually see what's there in the Kelp Forest. It was kind of difficult on some television screens and some consoles to like see what was actually going on in Kelp Forest, and so I'm really looking forward to seeing like this game's reimagining of that level in particular. But Jellyfish Fields, I love all the color schemes. I love how all the robots look. I love how the tikis look. They all look really great. The tikis in especially had some different designs going for them, which I thought was interesting. I mean, I knew that the normal like brown tikis had some red coloring on them, but I think the floating tikis also had some like green on them, which is a little bit interesting. But I'm liking the changes. They're not really that significant, but they add a little bit more like life to the world, I guess you could say. And so I think that's really good. Now, one thing that I would say that I'm a little bit iffy about is SpongeBob. So I really do love how SpongeBob looks overall. I think the model is pretty simplistic, and I was thinking that like, you know what, I think that actually suits this game really well. You know, I don't think SpongeBob needs to be like this very high polygon character with tons of realistic features on him. Like, it just wouldn't look right. SpongeBob is a cartoon character, like that just wouldn't look right. And so I think SpongeBob looks perfectly fine. I especially loved how SpongeBob looked in that cutscene where we got introduced to the hammer robot. I think that was a really great way to kind of showcase SpongeBob's motto, and I just love the facial expressions that SpongeBob has in that clip. I love how he looks. I love his eyes in particular, and so I immediately prefer this motto over the original. Like, the original will definitely have a very special place in my heart, but I just love how SpongeBob looks now. I think he looks a lot more vibrant, a lot more expressive, and that's gonna be really great because that's such an important thing with SpongeBob, you know? The characters have these great facial expressions that turn into like memes that like are eternal on the internet, and so having great facial expressions is really important for this. I will say though, one thing that I'm gonna be a little bit nitpicky about the model is that I'm not sure how I feel about SpongeBob's walking animation. You know, he kind of walks like he's like a popsicle stick. I don't know how else to explain it, but you know, he's not walking in that classic like way that we were used to in the original game. He's kind of walking with like his hands like straight down instead. I just think the walking animation looks a little bit awkward. Like, I don't really get the change. It just seems like such a random change to make, but it's not something that I think is game breaking. I think I can totally live with that. I could totally get used to that. But there's also the fact that this is pre-alpha footage, and so there is a chance that that will get fixed or like change within the future. And I know there's been a lot of stories of like Spyro kind of getting like that kind of progress, you know, because Spyro itself was kind of like a bit of a rush project in comparison to Crash Insane Trilogy, and so they made a lot of changes all the way up to the release of the game. And so this could be the same case with For Bikini Bottom Rehydrated, although it looks like they have a lot more time to develop this. So I'm really glad that THQ Nordic hasn't like set a specific release date yet, because it kind of tells me that they're still waiting to see like how much they have to go in terms of producing the game, and they want to make sure that the game comes out to be like, you know, decent, at least when it comes to the market next year. And so yeah, I know that this is really early footage, so I'm not gonna be too critical about it, but I will say I think they're off to a really great start. I love how everything looks. I love the vibrant colors. I love how Jellyfish Fields look. I love how the boss look in King Jellyfish in particular. I think King Jellyfish looks great. I love the small detail that they added where like when you hurt King Jellyfish, he start tapping his head, just like kind of like rubbing it, I guess, to like get rid of a headache that SpongeBob gave him from attacking him. And so I think that's just such a really nice small feature, and I really hope the game like has more small features like that being put in to like really just bring out the world that is For Bikini Bottom. You know, this is just kind of like how I envisioned For Bikini Bottom when I was a kid. You know, this is how I saw For Bikini Bottom when I was a kid and I got the game for the very first time. And so it's just a really cool feeling to get to relive those memories and just really see this come to life. And I'm just so proud of THQ Nordic for listening to the fans and just realizing that, hey, this is something that people have been dying for forever. Let's finally give it to them. We have the SpongeBob license. Let's do this. And I don't know, it just makes me feel so good to see SpongeBob back in the spotlight like this again in terms of video games. I think that the footage that we have here has a lot of potential, and I'm just really excited to see what we have coming up. Now, when I upload this video, I'm pretty sure there'll be more new footage that's coming out. Like, I think they have a lot of other streams going on Wednesday. Like, THQ Nordic has like 2 hours at least worth of streams. So this video is not going to be able to cover that, unfortunately, because when this video goes up, I'll be at work, so I'm not going to know what like the new footage looks like. But I will incorporate what we discover from that new footage into my next SpongeBob video, which will be a very lengthy video detailing everything that we've learned from Gamescom. And so look forward to that. And yeah, that's pretty much everything. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, what you think about SpongeBob Battle for Bikini. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit overexcited, so I'm kind of like talking faster than I can think. But let me know your thoughts about Spongebob Squarepants Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated in the comment section below. Did you all like the footage that we got? Are there some things you think could be improved with the footage? Let me know why or why not in the comment section below. And yeah, that's pretty much everything. Okay, please give this video a thumbs up if you like it. Subscribe to my channel if you like videos like these, want to see more in the future. Follow me on Twitter or Twitch, and join my Discord server, the Spongy Garden. Special shout out to Reese Gaming, Team Sonic Rival Gamer, Andrew Coughlin, Glitch Dolphin, Blitz Productions, and Carmen Grasso. These are my Patreon/YouTube members. If you'd like to become a YouTube member or a Patreon and get access to a whole bunch of different perks, then please check out the links in the description box below. But alright, this is Riders, riding out.